Take a look at this map. What do you notice? Right, Hungary is all alone here. But why? This is a language map, depicting the language families of Europe, but as you can see, Hungary is all alone here. And Hungarians are the odd one out in more aspects, in culture, tradition, history and even genetically. So where do these Hungarians come from? And why are they so different? The history of the Hungarian people actually does not lay in Central Europe, but rather in the steppes closer to the Ural Mountains. Here is where we first see the Hungarian people migrate into Europe, but as you could imagine, not every one of the Hungarian people wanted to migrate away from their homeland, so the Hungarian people split up. Some migrate into Europe and some stay. Hundreds of years later, during the medieval age in Europe, many people were curious about the Hungarians and their origins. Hungarian chronicles would describe the migration and would indicate that there still must be some Hungarians left on the eastern steppes. Through medieval storytelling, these tales were likely dramatized and would now describe a great lost kingdom. Now, whether these stories are accurate or not, it doesn't really matter. These stories would quickly inspire people to go search for this great lost kingdom of Hungary. And this brings us to the story of Friar Julian. Friar Julian was a Dominican monk which there is little known about before 1235. By the way, Dominican not meaning Dominican Republic, but meaning a Christian order. Hungary was the easternmost bastion of Western Christianity, and because of this, many missionaries were sent out to Christianize specifically the Russian state and establish domination over the Volga and the steppes. It's here where Friar would first hear of the stories of Brother Otto. Brother Otto, while on a mission, discovered Hungarian people living on the eastern steppes. This inspired Friar Julian to follow in 1235 with 3 companions. They wanted to find this great Hungarian kingdom and the lost people of eastern Hungary. So first, they headed to Constantinople and then crossed the Black Sea. Then, they docked at present-day Taman and headed east before reaching the town of Torgica. Unfortunately, they were stranded here for 6 months and could not find any Hungarians. Losing hope, 2 of the 4 gave up and headed back to Hungary. Nevertheless, Julian and his companion Gerard continued the journey along the Volga. And as if losing 2 of your companions isn't bad enough, Julian was soon left alone as Gerard died. Julian would visit town after town, village after village, with no result. But then, he would make his way to the city of Bilar in Volga, Bulgaria. Here he meets 2 Eastern Hungarian women, who told Julian that the place he was looking for was about 2 days away. After nearly a year of searching, Julian found Magna Hungaria. Julian, a native quote-unquote European Hungarian, could still communicate with these Eastern Hungarians, so that's how similar the languages still were, even with such a big geographical distance between them. Julian spent a month around the Eastern Hungarians, where he studied the Hungarians and the political situation of the steppes. Julian's first report was written by Ricardus. This record gave a detailed account of the lives of the Eastern Hungarians. It claimed that they practiced a pagan religion and lived a nomadic life. The Volga Hungarians were excellent warriors and were known for defeating the Tartars before entering an alliance with them and conquering several countries. Julian returned to Hungary and recounted this information to Rome, and included information on an upcoming invasion that the Tartars were planning on the Holy Roman Empire and Europe. This is information that he had learned during his time studying in Eastern Hungary. Friar Julian later returned for another mission to Eastern Hungary, but was unable to find them this time, and the reason why is pretty sad. The Eastern Hungarians were invaded by the Mongols, and likely completely destroyed, with all of their members killed or having fled the region.